Once you start looking yourself as a lieutenant or a captain or yourself in that responsibility, you come to realize कि तुम्हारे shoulders पे क्या अहमियत डाली जा रही है. Psych is all about life. It asks you 9 to 10 things. Have a perception, keep imagination, observe the things around you. Then work on what led to the story. That is goal setting. What is going on? The actions that you really required to do to achieve your goal, and what the outcome would be. जब आप वहां रट्टा मार के जाते हो, आपने 11 स्टोरी लिख दी है. You are in a different zone altogether. Question arises: will you be able to recall that story, write in the similar manner? Are you confident of writing the same story in the same mood? Please go ahead and do it. For each and everything, you keep going back to the age of your formation, and you have not formed your personality, even at the age of 20, 21, 22, then it is definitely the right time, high time for you to look at yourself. तू चलता जा, तू चलता जा, तू चलता जा, तू बढ़ता जा, तू बढ़ता जा, तू बढ़ता जा, तू लड़ता जा, तू लड़ता जा, तू लड़ता जा, तू बढ़ता जा, तू बढ़ता जा, तू बढ़ता जा.
जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम और भारत माता की जय. स्वागत है आपका द फौजी शो में. द फौजी शो में सामाजिक जिम्मेदारी की तरफ एक विनम्र कोशिश है. इस शो से इकट्ठा किया हर पैसा भारत के वीर फाउंडेशन में जाएगा, ताकि हमारे शहीद भाई बहन की फैमिलीज को कोई भी आर्थिक समस्या ना आए. आपके एक लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब से किसी की सहायता हो सकती है. क्योंकि मैं खुद एक ex-NDA हूँ और नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी में 3 साल ट्रेनिंग किया हूँ. मैं सम्मान करता हूँ हर उस भाई बहन का जो सरहद पर है, ताकि हम जैसे लोग, आप और मैं, चैन की नींद सो सके. जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम एंड भारत माता की जय. स्वागत है आपको ऑन द फौजी शो. टुडे वी हैव विद अस वेरी स्पेशल गेस्ट, लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल कमल मैम. शी इज अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट ऑफ Indian Army, ex-SSB Indian Army, ex-SSB psychologist, and she's a veteran also, OT alumnus, and she's a mentor on Force DVS. So the link is in description. You can check it out. They're doing fantabulous work, Josh type results. So देखना जरूर. And ma'am, thank you so much for coming on our small platform. आपके साथ बात करने का इतना मन था इतने दिनों से, लेकिन वो somehow schedule ही नहीं बैठ रहा था. And I'm so glad कि you accepted our invitation. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to have you on our show. And whenever कोई भी साइकोलॉजिस्ट या मैम आती है हमारे चैनल पर, सो जनरली जो किड्स का जो पर्सपेक्टिव है वो इतना उनको हेल्पफुल होता है, बिकॉज दे डोंट नो. सब कुछ प्री कंसीव्ड होता है कि फ्रेंड्स ने क्या बताया, रिपीटर्स ने क्या बताया, लेकिन दे डोंट नो कि भाई एक्चुअली में व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड. सो थैंक यू सो मच, एंड आई एम श्योर कि आज थोड़ी क्लैरिटी मिलेगी हमें उस चीज पे.
Okay, thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction, first of all. And I'm very sure that you have been very humble in mentioning Chota Sa platform. It is a mega platform. Thank you so much for having me on this platform. And I have to bring on board that in spite of you having your personal problems, you have gone way beyond your call of duty and taken this. This shows the high level of commitment and dedication that you yourself bring on board. We all have something so much
Thank
to
you so
learn
much,
from you.
ma'am.
I mean,
Thank you so much.
hats off. And
Thank you.
I mean, I don't think so that, I mean, folks would be knowing, but I'm very sure your fans would have come to know that what is the personal thing that you're facing. So salute to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. But the show must go on. I always feel that way. So, ma'am, सबसे पहला सवाल यही है कि जो बच्चे पूछते हैं कि यार ये जो साइकोलॉजिस्ट है, ये कभी पता नहीं चलता है कि तुम्हारा साइकोलॉजिस्ट कौन है. तुम्हें पता है तुम्हारा इंटरव्यू ऑफिसर कौन है, तुम्हारा GTO कौन है. तो जो साइकोलॉजिस्ट है वो कभी मिलता नहीं है कैंडिडेट से, एक्सेप्ट आई थिंक कॉन्फ्रेंस पे. सो what is the first thing जब आपके पास डोजियर आता है, so what is the first thing you see as, मतलब what you used to see?
Okay, first of all, I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to say it or not. Psychologists know they are the ones who are going to be targeted the most. So वो छुप के रहना चाहते हैं कि कोई पकड़ ना ले. Nevertheless, well, Now, that's a very beautiful question. I have heard so many myths coming out in the market. पहले they है ना पहले आपका blind dossier होता है या somebody says सब आपकी एसडी पढ़ ली जाती है या ऐसे ना तर करके पेजेस को देख लिया जाता है एंड एंड हैंड राइटिंग देखी जाती है कोई चीका चीका तो नहीं है ये देखा जाता है ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ठीक है पहले तो अपना साइकोलॉजिस्ट गिनता है कि कितने डोजेस हैं राइट he or she calculates the time because they want to give real the time to all the dossiers because that is very important. They are aware of their responsibility. So sincerely speaking, what does a psychologist see when the dossier is right in front of him or her? Well, they are only concentrated, they go by the technique base. TAT forms the basis. TAT is the one that they really go for it. How does this is the first test. TAT is the first test. TAT is the first place where the child is nervous. TAT is the first place acclimatization of the test is happening, right? So TAT forms the first base. There are many ways somebody can have a pre-look at WAT, but that doesn't form the basis of the rank rating. No, it doesn't form that. Start point is always TAT. SD, as it is last, it is the culmination of all the assessment. Such, jhoot, sahi, galat, everything is there. So, to cut short the entire question ka answer, it is TAT, WAT, SRT, and SD. That is how one goes. I hope that answers your question. Or
जी मैम बिल्कुल जैसे आपने बताया मैम कि टीएटी देखते हैं साइकोलॉजी सबसे पहले सो एक स्टूडेंट कैसे इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं टीएटी खुद से apart from joining Force DVS and getting mentored by you there वो खुद से क्या क्या स्टेप्स उठा सकता है अपनी डेली लाइफ में कि उसको वैसे थॉट्स आए जो उसको हेल्प करे इन द राइट डायरेक्शन
It's a very wonderful question. I have to really appreciate you. I rather would say, why go for coaching? I know Post DVS and Captain DVS and everybody is going to come home and do something about it. But sincerely speaking, every child on this earth has the potential to become an army officer, an air force officer, or the armed force officer, or all by themselves. हम लोग साइकोलॉजिस्ट का पेट डायलॉग है आपको बताइए जाओ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करो व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज दिस इंट्रोस्पेक्शन आर वी रियली टॉकिंग अबाउट कि बॉस जीएटी में कुछ और लिखते हो डब्ल्यूटी में कुछ और लिखते हो एसडी में लिखते हो कि तुमसे बड़ा कोई हीरो नहीं है तो डोंट डू दैट राइट you are a person in entirety you yourself are a personality in yourself so what you have to do is first believe कि मुझसे हो पाएगा ये इतना कर लो पहला स्टेप पहले खुद तो विश्वास कर लो कि मैं कर पाऊंगा या पाऊंगी दैट इज वन सेकेंड द क्वेश्चन दैट यू आस्क्ड once I will not like to answer this question like this I would like to answer this question like this आपकी मदर अगर आपको कोई काम देते हैं राइट और कहते हैं कि मेरा बेटा कर पाएगा एंड आई नो ही कैन डू इट दैट अप्रोच जाओ जाके कर दैट अप्रोच तुझे तो कुछ होगा ही नहीं जाओ उससे जाके मिल दैट अप्रोच what will work for you the
जाओ
first
जाके करो यस
when you're given a responsibility that yes my child can do it and I have got full faith in you once you start looking yourself as lieutenant or a captain or yourself in that responsibility you come to realize कि तुम्हारे shoulders पे क्या अहमियत डाली जा रही है आपको आपके सर पे 10 लोग हैं जिनकी जान जिनकी घरों की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आपके ऊपर है एंड उसके तहत आपको क्या क्या करना है फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई एम सपोज टू टेक टू बी फॉर पेट्रोलिंग वेरी स्मॉल थिंग मुंडेन वर्क लेट्स इवन टेक अ मुंडेनेस्ट ऑफ द वर्क सुबह पीटी करने जाना है 10 लोग मुझे दिए गए हैं एंड आई से नहीं यार आज मैं नहीं जाऊंगा पीटी यू आर सेंडिंग अ मैसेज टू दोस 10 पीपल कि चलेगा सो what you have to do without anybody's help be yourself number one be disciplined second third be clear of your own goal and start working towards it जो साइक में बोला गया है बहुत सिंपल है साइक आई कीप टेलिंग माय किड्स साइक इज ऑल अबाउट लाइफ it asks you 9 to 10 things have a perception keep imagination observe the things around you, then work on what led to the story. That is goal setting. What is going on, the actions that you really required to do to achieve your goal, and what the outcome would be. Would you persevere? Would you keep your determination high and keep your willpower great, even if you face with the problems? And if that is there, कहीं डर जाते हो, थक जाते हो, your emotions, your drive, your passion, that is going to push you. They are part and parcel of your life, your everyday's life. You don't need me. You don't need anybody. Really don't need anybody. ये 10 questions के आंसर अपने दोनों अपनी जिंदगी में हर रोज पूछ लो. You're done. You're there. You don't require anybody.
Yes, great. काफी बच्चे मैम ऐसे होते हैं लाइक विद whom I have interacted या जो मेरे को मैसेज करते हैं, they are like from rural background, Hindi medium speaking, but all the tests are in English. TAT, WAT, उसमें वर्ड भी इंग्लिश में दिखा रहा है, सिचुएशन भी इंग्लिश में दिखा रहा है. तो वो बच्चा कैसे इम्प्रूव कर सकता है जिसका राइटिंग स्किल इतना अच्छा नहीं है? लाइक सम किड्स दे आर गुड इन पर गुड पर्सन, लेकिन एक्सप्रेसिव नहीं है. लाइक वो दिखा नहीं सकते वो स्टोरीज के थ्रू कि यार मेरे में ये क्वालिटीज हैं या मैं ऐसा हूँ, मैं ऐसा सोच रहा हूँ, बिकॉज ऑफ लैक ऑफ इमेजिनेशन कह लो या लैंग्वेज स्किल्स. आई थिंक इज बेटर, लैक ऑफ लैंग्वेज स्किल्स. तो हाउ कैन दे इम्प्रूव?
I will bifurcate this in two parts, right? I mean, I'll divide this question into two parts.
Yes,
One
sir.
is English speaking, right? And one is the expression. Okay. So let me handle expression first. अगर मैं हम सब जब बड़े हो रहे थे, जब हम छोटे थे, तो पहले हमारी मातृभाषा के हिसाब से हम सोचते थे, right? It is over a period of time that we started speaking in English, right? So expression in any language requires first your thoughts and your imagination, right? If that is there, the rest is a very small feat to overcome. So first come first, is English an issue? Is grammar an issue? No. But is language an issue? Well, yes. I will say that मुझे फ्लारी लैंग्वेज नहीं चाहिए, मुझे आपके फुल सेंटेंसेस नहीं चाहिए, बट मुझे आपका एक्सप्रेशन तो चाहिए होगा.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now here comes your dedication, your commitment. Let me tell you, I mean, it may sound very cliche. I've studied in English medium school, but I was not good in English till the time I completed even my graduation. I fumble even today. It's only thanks to organization and my seniors who groomed me so well that I've been able to speak so well. Expression is of a thought in English is a pandemic across. So to answer that second part, you need to work hard. आप कुछ बनना चाहते हैं, nothing is going to be served on platter. English is a must. Please do it. The words in WAT are asked. They are mundane words, simple day-to-day words. Certain words which require some better vocab. I'm not denying that, right? Which you will be there, will come to that once you are working towards it. But आप start to करें. If you don't start, you will not reach. So if you know that tomorrow or year next, I'm supposed to appear for my NDA or CDS, or I'm going to go for my SSB, 1 year, 6 months is good enough. You start. So expression in normal English is a must. Grammar, not must.
Okay, thank you so much. Ma'am, एक मेरा दोस्त है लाइक एंड मैंने उससे बात की अभी. ही हैड हिज एक्सपीरियंस इन वन ऑफ द कोचिंग अकेडमीज इन दिल्ली. सो ही सेड कि यार आज सर ने होमवर्क दिया है. मैंने क्या होमवर्क दिया है तेरे को? बोलता है कि ही हैज टोल्ड मी टू राइट 10 case studies on some NGO which can be used, or basically social issues which can be used possibly in a TAT. So he says कि what he had experienced is कि कोई प्रॉब्लम बनाओ सोशल इशू के अराउंड, एनजीओ बना दो, जबकि लोगों को पता नहीं है एनजीओ बनाना इतना आसान भी नहीं है, बट सीधा एनजीओ बना देते हैं. यू नो, देन दे स्टार्ट दैट fabricating that story. So what do you think about that?
Very smart question. इसका जवाब मैं बिल्कुल नहीं दूंगी. This is a political question. And I'm a body who's apolitical. but I will like to give a question answer around it. I will surely answer you off the screen, but on screen
ठीक
I will give you a political answer. So, very smart. But I'll surely answer you off the screen. That's a promise to you. All right.
है done.
But now, so I will ask him to do a homework as a homework, right? I would like him to do that case study. Not again. I will see, all due respect to all the coaching academies, they are trying to inculcate only one aspect, rather many aspects: thoughts, actions, feelings. Believe you me, अभी मेरे वाले जो बच्चे हैं वो भी अगर आपके पास आके बोलेंगे मैम तो बहुत ही आई मीन शी इज such a ruthless person and I am ruthless. Okay, I make a child write one story at least 5 to 7 times till the time I'm not convinced. I'm very sure that story would have reached you by now, right? So everybody has got a stick. The only goal that everybody is trying for their kids to reach is that they understand the art of storytelling. Okay. So this is the polished way of me answering that question. The unpolished way, I'll tell you.
Great. मैम ब्लैंक स्टोरी पे आते हैं.
Mhm.
So as a mentor, SSB mentor, what do you think कि बच्चों को या कैंडिडेट्स को पहले प्री प्रिपेयर करके जाना चाहिए ब्लैंक स्टोरी या it should be on the moment?
Okay. See, this is a very, again, very in-depth question. I would like to answer it this way.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us say, let's say shortcut. Shortcut ये है कि please prepare and go. ठीक है? And get it scrutinized because now you're prepared for it. All the aspects that we've just mentioned, where the psychologist has come on the stage and told you simple exercise, simple projective technique, test of projective, and your imagination, perception, and observation, right? And has asked you what led to the situation, what is going on, and what the outcome will be, along with thoughts, feelings, actions. You get 4.5 minutes to write that pre-ramped up आपने रट्टा मार के गए हो, आपको 4.5 मिनट लगते मिलेंगे. दैट मीन्स 10 मिनट की वो स्टोरी आप 4.5 मिनट में लिखते हो. दैट इज द कंटेंट दैट यू आर राइटिंग. सो ब्लैंक स्टोरी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड आप रट्टा मार के गए ना. जब आप वहां रट्टा मार के जाते हो, आपने 11 स्टोरी लिखती है. यू आर इन अ डिफरेंट जोन ऑल टुगेदर. Question arises, will you be able to recall that story, write in the similar manner? Are you confident of writing the same story in the same mood? Please go ahead and do it. What matters is what state of mind you are there. अगर आप कर सकते हो, please do it. But get it scrutinized. It is a very important input for the psychologist.
Okay.
And if you're confident, if a person is like me, जिसका हर 5 मिनट के बाद लगता है कि नहीं यार, पिक्चर तो इस पे बनानी चाहिए या पिक्चर तो उस पे बनानी चाहिए. All depends on your confidence. All depends कि तुम उस समय आप spur of the moment में ये सारे aspects को wrap up कर सकते हो. Please go and do it. What is the aim? Like we were discussing prior to this call, hero sufficiency. Is it there? And it is your story. And in blank story also, if it's hero sufficiency is not there, goal is not there, goal is not achieved, actions are not clear, boss, you've lost it.
I have heard it somewhere again, myths debunk कर रहे हैं almost कि there is a copy of the PIQ with the psychologist. So is it true? And if yes, then what is the psychologist seeing or relating between the dossier and the PIQ?
MA psychology का कोर्स है इग्नू में. The answer lies there, but to bring the entire story short, the Freud brings out that you brought it out again. The Freud brings out that your personality is made once you're growing up, right? So PIQ is PIQ is the day you were born, kind of. People who are there, not there in your life, what you have done, what you think you have achieved, right? So and whatever that you write, okay. So so it is there in that paper. How much is it utilized? Now that is the question you would want to say. It is used as a confirmation sheet. Okay. When you say, let's say my PIQ, if I have to write, no, I will not use my PIQ. Somebody says who writes, I'm a poet. Then I have won I've won award in poetry national level, and and I'm also a storyteller, and I have gone for adventure trips, solo adventure trips. I'm just building a vague profile, okay. And then I see your story, okay? और आपका वहाँ power of expression क्या हो रहा है? Zwitch जा रहा है, ठीक है? Whenever I'm giving you a dynamic situation, you are not able to take actions. Boss, that information is true and true for me then. Because if you're a poet and if you want something of a national level, even if it is district level, even if it is school level, that means you are able to understand the concept of life, of expression beautifully, and you know how to express. So either that the person who awarded you with the poetry award was wrong, or you have written it wrong, or something is wrong in while the exam was there. It has a quite different connotation altogether. Perhaps आप exam के लिखते वक्त बहुत डर गए. So then mental stamina is an issue, right? So everything, Freud, MA psychology, ignore. There are other colleges also. Believe you me, not everything boils down to psychology. Everything. I'm not saying that writing poetry and winning the award was wrong. No. But that was a beautiful mindset you were in. अभी इस माइंडसेट में 4 मिनट में स्टोरी लिखो, उसके बाद में एक और पिक्चर आ जाएगी, ये तो कोई तरीका है? पोएट का दिमाग उससे नहीं चलेगा, तो बोलेगा दिस इज आई डिफाई इट. द पर्सन हु हैज गॉन ऑन अ सोलो ट्रिप, he or she may be of a different mind thought process. He or she wants a free thought process, free spirit. 4 मिनट में नहीं लिखूंगा 2 मिनट में, लेकिन तुम 4 मिनट बोलोगे तो नहीं लिखूंगा. So everything boils down to psychology. Everything. But what matters to a psychologist is the content. When the content, if is rich, let me bring one more aspect. If the content is rich, in the psychologists, my senior psychologists have done, they are really amazing people. They have come to know that the child may have, restricted himself or herself to a rich content, but could have written a bit more. They go for a conduct of inquiry. Psychologists are allowed, you might be aware about it, just to find out that they should not take a wrong, in whether they are taking the right decision by recommending that candidate. So, yes, PIQ plays a very important role to understand the complete personality of the child.
Okay, great. काफी डिटेल्ड एंड यूनिक आंसर्स देते हैं मैम आप. मैंने
Please cut it. Please cut it.
मैम एक चीज और मुझे को पूछनी है, थोड़ा सा लाइट मुझे आपसे पूछना है कि you have seen so many doses in when you were in posted in SSB Bhopal. So any unique story or any memorable story जो आप देख के पढ़ते मतलब हंसते रहेंगे कि यार क्या लिखी है बंदे ने, या if you are comfortable to share, वरना we can skip.
See, that I used to be a very serious person. I have become witty and a very this kind of a person, mazakia person, after reading the dossiers. The transformation is because of the church. I have to thank my candidates and kids. It's only because of them. No, I'm not. I'm not comfortable sharing, but yeah, the transformation is because of them.
ग्रेट मैम WAT पे आते हैं, वर्ड एसोसिएशन टेस्ट. तो इसमें लाइक सम इंस्ट्रक्टर्स से कि मॉडल वर्ब्स नहीं यूज करने, डोंट नहीं यूज करना है, कुड शुड वुड ट्राई ये सब नहीं करना है, थर्ड पर्सन में लिखना है. सो अभी लेट्स से कि कोई बंदा या कोई कैंडिडेट कोचिंग लेके नहीं गया या उसके पास मेंटोर नहीं है, तो उसको तो पता ही नहीं था ये ग्राउंड रूल्स. तो इससे भी कोई फर्क पड़ता है क्या?
Okay, be ready for a long answer, right?
हाँ मैम, वी आर रेडी, वी हैव एम्पल अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम, नो इश्यूज.
Okay. Now, let's say आप SSB गए और आपने TAT टेस्ट बहुत अच्छा दिया. I have got rich input of your personality and आप बिल्कुल रॉ गए. ठीक है, यू आर एन ND कैंडिडेट, आप बिल्कुल रॉ गए हो और आपने बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल क्या कहते हैं TAT दिया है, right? The psychologist has been able to get almost
Okay.
40% of the fiber, because that is what person is able to get in one of the very good dosages. 40 to 50% of the fiber he has got it, she has got it. Now we came to WAT. WAT is all full of should, woulds, try, might, he, she, I. Okay. Okay. Age. I'll come to 24, 25 also.
Yes, ma'am.
You are at that age. You are a child, 16, 17, 15 से 16, what the age is. अगर तुम एकदम से mature हो जाओगे, that is a question that will come to my mind. कि भाई इतना mature कैसे हो गया ये बंदा 15 साल की उम्र में, 15.5 16 साल की उम्र में.
Yes. So that is also red flag. Like I'm sorry to interrupt, but मुझे करना था कि अगर 16-year-old है लेकिन maturity of 24-year-old, तो is that a red flag?
No, it's nothing of as a red flag, nothing
Okay.
good or bad. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm trying to answer the rawness a person is bringing. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
the
Got it.
person is prepared, it has got a different connotation altogether. बंदा ने
Okay.
मेहनत करी है, और अगर मेहनत, I always give this वो क्लीशे हम लोग बाद में देंगे. So let's say the person has absolutely come raw and उसने he she के point of view से करा सब कुछ, वो जो नहीं करना चाहिए या sends a wrong vibe, or should I say sends a kind of a wrong thing for WAT, उसने सब कुछ वो किया है, right? Then comes the play of emotion and passion,
Okay.
intention and drive. ठीक है, मान लीजिए पेट्रियोटिज्म में आया. I am off the hand अगर मैं बोलूंगी कि the child of 16 years says my life is for my country. Well, I have to say that उसने my life and करा, and everything is towards that passion, towards that drive. I cannot negate that. I dare not negate that. But basis क्या लिया है मैंने? Richness of the TAT. मुझे मालूम पड़ गया है कि that child is really having that passion, really has that intellect, really can put in a lot of efforts, and that person is performing this kind of a WAT. I will have a very thorough look of the WAT. Then let's come to the same child who has got parents who have directed him to good things in life. ये नहीं करना है, तुम्हें ये नहीं करना चाहिए, right? And if we talk of moral, let's say word is moral, okay? One should be of the hand, one should be absolutely moral. Yeah, one should be moral in handling life's decision. Yeah, do we? Again, what age are we talking about? 16 years? 17 years? He is still speaking from his parents' language. Okay, nowadays it is she also. He, she are speaking from their parents' language, right? Do we give consideration? Yes, such candidates are considered and considered in the positive way, right? So whether it is true or not, yes, it is true. Should, would, could, should, again, to answer, I should do it, we must do it. Where is the thought coming from? your parents, your growth, your upbringing. Well, where is your thought? Where is your originality? This question starts coming after you have formed your personality. Whether you have taken a coaching or not coaching, then I will. Today, you are sitting in front of me. I mean, we both are sitting opposite to each other. And I say, नहीं नहीं मेरी मम्मी ने बोला है नहीं, I cannot talk to you. No, no, no. Where is my thought process? Or you say कि नहीं नहीं ma'am, like we discussed, कि hope you're comfortable. The decision to go on was yours. That is what is required. You have to take, you need to take your own decisions. मेरी मम्मी ने मना किया, आज सोमवार है, I can't talk to anybody. So where is your thought process, boss? And for each and everything, you keep going back to the age of your formation, and you have not formed your personality, even at the age of 20, 21, 22, then it is definitely the right time, high time for you to look at yourself. Now, when the coaching institutes are there, they are just facilitating you to not do it. They could have done like, मैं आपको बोर कर रही हूँ, वो भी बच्चों को बोर कर सकते हैं, बेटा ऐसे मत करो, इसका मतलब ये होता है. बट वो उनको बोर नहीं करते, उनको शॉर्ट क्या कहते हैं आप लोग कीबोर्ड पे, द शॉर्टकट्स. द शॉर्टकट्स का मतलब यही है. Otherwise, again, as I mentioned, MA Psychology, IGNU and other colleges also give you. You'll have to go back, do it. So, yes. I hope I answered.
जी मैम. मैम ये मैं थोड़ा इंक्विजिटिव हूँ क्योंकि मैं देखता रहता हूँ आसपास क्या हो रहा है, तो इसलिए मेरे मन में है. आई फील दैट पर्सनैलिटी इज वेरी डायनेमिक. मैं 12th में था तो कुछ और था, एनडीए गया तो कम्प्लीटली कुछ और हो गया. मेरे में कुछ अच्छा था, बहुत कुछ वो गायब हो गया, और बहुत कुछ गलत था वो अच्छा हो गया. बहुत कुछ चेंजेस हैं. तो एक ऐसी फील्ड जो इतनी डायनेमिक है, तो उसमें हाउ कैन और हाउ इज द साइकोलॉजिस्ट एबल टू प्रिडिक्ट या टेक द शॉट्स की नहीं, जो बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट है वो इस बंदे में है उतना, तो वो कैसे मतलब क्या डोंट यू थिंक कि ये टाइम मतलब बार बार होना चाहिए साइकोलॉजिकल टेस्ट ऑफिसर्स का टू सी देयर फिटनेस, या मतलब व्हाट आर योर व्यूज?
Okay, so this is a question. This is again a very political question, but I like to answer. Okay, and a very serious question. In other countries and in other armies, you are well researched. You know that every 5 years they have to undergo this. Especially, and not only that, every promotion, prior to the promotion, they have to undergo this. If they don't clear it, they are not there. After every war, after every operation, they have to undergo this. So to answer your question, personality is dynamic, not even just after a few years, it is dynamic. It's a function of events also. Okay, it's a function of trauma also. So you undergo a lot of changes. Let's say I'm an emotional person, so the effect of a certain trauma will have more effect on me than on anybody else. Let's say somebody is an analytical person, he or she may not get affected that much. So all these aspects are contributing towards the person's personality. To answer your question, yes, there is a need that almost every 5 years, and then for promotion basis, and if there is a certain, let's say, a small operation or a place which is traumatic, uh, um, these psychological tests need to be conducted. There are armies in the world which are conducting and are very strict about it. They have their different dedicated branches to it. How do I know? I have interacted with them. I represented Indian Army in one of the warm camps wherein I had the opportunity to meet the generals and the officers who were psychologists who had come to represent their companies, and they've spoken about it. And they represent a very different branch altogether. There is a full-fledged, well-developed branch of psychology which deals only and only on this, and they're very strict. Very strict. Okay. So the answer is yes. Are we doing it? Well, I will like to reserve my comment on it because I am an army officer.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल no
And
I understand ma'am. But uh, let's move on to the next question. SRT, situation reaction test, थोड़ा कैंडिडेट्स को तो इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आर्मी में हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है, लेकिन एसएसबी पे आते हैं वापस। तो एसआरटी के बारे में, व्हाट इज द मोस्ट कॉमन मिस्टेक विच यू हैव सीन इन एसआरटी? आप इतने सारे डोजियर्स देखे हैं आपने, सो which is the like most common mistakes, and how can candidates work upon it, and what should be the mindset?
okay, the very first mistake that I see in most of the dossiers is people candidates take it very casually, very casually. उनको लगता है कि टीएटी हो गया, डब्ल्यूएटी हो गया, काम खत्म हो गया. No. SRT is a conscious mind of yours. Conscious mind means surely you dig deep from your subconscious and take the decisions, but the first reaction that comes is from your conscious mind. So again, to elaborate a bit more, what is SRT? SRT is the problem has been given to you, the statement of the problem has been given to you, the direction of the problem has been given to you. You just have to work hard, put in efforts to come to an outcome. And itna bhi agar nahi karte ho, then a different personality comes in. कि उतना ही काम करूंगा जितना मुझे जरूरत है.
Okay. Okay.
And again, it's a personality trait. There are kids. There are really some kids who have really touched the ceiling in terms of their merit, and they are holistic personalities. They have given equal importance to their SRTs also. They have done. They have literally invested themselves in writing their SRT. So, for example, I had I've gone to the market and I lost my purse. मैं एटीएम में जाऊंगा या फिर आई गिव अ कॉल टू माय पेरेंट्स एंड दे विल डू द नीडफुल. बस द प्रॉब्लम इज योर्स. What are you going to do? I have not given you any resources. Whatsoever resources I had or I had to give you, I've already given you in the problem statement. उतने में ही काम करके मुझे देना. So don't add on. Add on was in TAT or WAT. Now no add-ons. Resource जितना देना था दे दिया. Now use your EI. That's all.
Right. अभी तक तो आई फील दैट एनी साइकोलॉजिस्ट, जैसे आप बता रहे हैं, टीएटी, डब्ल्यूएटी, एसआरटी, तो काफी कुछ आइडिया हो गया होगा कि कैंडिडेट कैसा है, एक माइंड में कोई पिक्चर सी ड्रॉ तो होती होगी. तो एसडीटी, व्हाट, हाउ डज एसडीटी हेल्प एट द लास्ट? जो सेल्फ डिस्क्रिप्शन है, एंड काफी बच्चे लाइक पूछते हैं कि हम उसमें अपने बारे में नेगेटिव भी लिखें या सिर्फ पॉजिटिव लिखें, एंड बाकी साइकोलॉजिस्ट पे छोड़ दे कि वो ढूंढे कुछ नेगेटिव या कुछ. तो व्हाट इज द ट्रुथ एक्चुअली? व्हाट डू यू सजेस्ट?
SD is a very tricky test. बड़ा simple है, and like it's like a psychologist. They're very sweet to look at, talk to. So it's a double-edged sword.
Actually,
So,
yes.
so let me put it this way. I always tell that whosoever comes to me, or as such also, this is for everybody. Okay. Please, जब भी आप किसी के पास भी जाते हैं, प्लीज जाइए. अगर जाने का नहीं मन होता है या इट्स ओके, आई मीन जब पहली बार आप अपना पूरा डोजियर अटेम्प्ट करते हैं, लेट द थिंग्स फ्लो. राइट एसडी एज इट इज, जो मन में आ लिख डालो. ठीक है? बिकॉज दैट इज रॉ यू. Because this is exactly that is, and please be very very strict with the timings because time plays a lot of role. Okay, we do not compromise with the time that has been for you. Rather 30 seconds come in and then write SD. Let the pressure mount, because in that pressure, whatever SD that you write is the SD more or less you're going to write in the SSB also. Then prune that SSB. Sorry, prune that SD. That SD will be almost near your personality. Okay. What is the problem that happens is आप रट के चले जाते हो like blank story, and वहां पर under anxiety, lot of pressure, lot of subconscious mind, lot of people saying मैंने तो ऐसा लिखा, मैंने तो ऐसा लिखा, you get affected, right? TAT कुछ और बोल रही है, TAT is saying that आप टीपू सुल्तान हो, SD बोल रही है मैं अलेक्जेंडर हूँ. So there is a vast difference. So I have to choose two heroes only. I can't heroes only कर सकती हूँ. Okay. So you have to be you, right? It cannot so happen that the person whom I'm reading in section 1, that is TAT and WAT, is very different from the section 2, that is SD and SRT. It cannot happen that way. Okay. Now coming to the point of writing something negative. Well, if I say that I get irritated, okay, when my mother asks me to do a job, well, then that's a big allegation on yourself. When you get irritated by a person who has looked after you for life together, who's taking care all of your nakhras, and you get irritated, well, that's a very strong word to use, right? But yes, I have been I have been asked by my parents to develop patience is a way around the world. You're taking all the trade secrets. I don't like it. So you write something about you, those things are going to come down in your TAT. बट आपको ऐसा नहीं है कि कैथारसिस करने बैठे और साइकोलॉजिस्ट को लगे कि भगवान मैं तो पास कर रहा था और मैं फेल कर दूं, ऐसा भी नहीं. ओके, सो वी you like one of my senior psychologists taught me, we if you have come from a decent background, you had got decent education, you have got good hobbies, you have got surrounded by good decent friends, you have read few books, you are a well developed human being. I have no wherewithal to say no to you. You have come to SSB wherein the pressure is there. It is you who makes your case strong or weak. And I go by that theory.
Okay.
Thank you.
थोड़ा सा पीछे आते हैं, बहुत पीछे रह आई शुड हैव आस्क्ड बट मैं भूल गया स्क्रीनिंग के ऊपर. अब तो साइक डोजियर का पार्ट आई थिंक इज क्वाइट सॉर्टेड. सुन के आई नो एवरीवन विल लर्न अ लॉट, बट स्क्रीनिंग पे आते हैं. एज एन असेसर हु इज सिटिंग देयर, तो आप क्या देखते हो ना कैंडिडेट इन दैट स्मॉल पीरियड ऑफ टाइम जो डिसाइड करते हैं वेदर टू फर्दर असेस हिम और नॉट, लाइक OIR के अलावा ऑफ कोर्स.
So, as you would have heard it earlier also, the stage 1, the benefit of doubt goes entirely to the child.
Okay.
I mean, again, let me use a cliche that the child who goes to the screening phase and does not get selected, I have no words for that. I would say rather that was your golden chance. Why? Because the benefit of doubt is going to you. आपकी जो छोटी छोटी गलतियां हैं वो माफ कर दी जाती हैं. ओके. आपकी स्टोरीज में थोड़े से क्लीशेज आगे पीछे होते हैं, आपको माफ कर दिया जाता है. ठीक है. आप थोड़ा सा घबरा गए, आपको माफ कर दिया जाता है. थॉट्स इतने स्ट्रांग नहीं है, तो आपको माफ कर दिया जाता है. नाउ I'll answer your question. Apart from OIR, you have got so many arenas to get through the screening game. First is the story that forms the basis of each and everything. Story ढंग की लिख दी. Nobody is looking for a Salim Javed ki movie. Nobody is asking you to do that. Please write a simple story. Nobody is asking to go and do a Safai Abhiyan or anything. If दो लोग पार्क में हैं, what led to the story? A discussion. Okay, great. What are they doing? A discussion. How are they doing? They call for friends. They sat down, asked for some samosas and chai, what we normally do. And then because of the outskirt change in the scenario, they were able to come up with more ideas. And finally, they came to some culmination. Further, they thought that, we will have this type of open off-site discussions more. Simple story. आपने लिख डाली. Now comes the time when your confidence is checked. How strong are you in having confidence in the story that you've written? You've given 5 minutes का वक्फा, और कभी कोई आधा घंटे का वक्फा या कभी 1 घंटे का वक्फा हो जाता है, जिसमें आपने 50 लोगों से बात कर ली होती है, किसी ने कुछ और लिखा होता है, and you get affected or you do not get affected, right? why should you get affected by somebody else's story? वो उसकी कहानी है. Why should your confidence be affected by somebody else's story? You saw a story in जिसमें दो लोग थे, आपने देखा कि वो गार्डन जैसी जगह में है. किसी का परसेप्शन कुछ भी हो सकता है, but you stick to your story. Okay, then what am I talking about is the confidence in yourself and in the story that you've written. That is number 2. Very, very important part. Now comes the discussion part. Discussion is rechecking whether किसी ने अगर तुम्हें दबा दिया तो दब तो नहीं जाओगे, डर तो नहीं जाओगे. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि तलवारें निकाल, नहीं. How are you going to maneuver the things around? That's all. है सिंपल, बहुत ही सिंपल है. That's what we do at home also. पापा गुस्सा हो गए या फिर somebody कहीं बगल वाले के साथ कुछ गड़बड़ हो, चलो चलो बाद में बात करते हैं. We'll talk later. You and friends are talking about नहीं यार ये मूवी नहीं देखेंगे, वो वाली मूवी देखेंगे. Conversation is happening, decision making is happening, prioritization is happening. Whether you are able to sift that or not, that is what is being looked after. And your confidence कि कितना इस बच्चे में कॉन्फिडेंस है, कितना वो स्टैंड कर पा रहा है, कितना वो बोल पा रहा है. आप बोल ही नहीं पाओगे चाहे आपकी स्टोरी कितनी भी अच्छी हो. मैं क्या समझूंगी? लेट्स से आई हैव रिटन an amazing story and I will recite. There was a girl, and then that girl went to a party, and then she talked, and then she came. Come down. Will you select me, even if my story is very good? It's been a very. You are SSR. Are you going to select me? You have answered your question. You will not select me, even if my story is very good. So, what is screening in? Screening is you presenting yourself in the most natural manner. If you're so afraid of screening in or screening out, I tell my kids, go with the thought process कि क्या होगा max, निकाल दिया जाऊंगा ना या निकाल दी जाऊंगी, कोई बात नहीं. जब सोच ही लिया है तो give your best. And the best is always given once you are you. Just give yourself. That's all.
Great. थैंक यू सो मच मैम फॉर कमिंग ऑन अ प्लेटफॉर्म. बहुत कुछ मेरे को सीखने को मिला, कैंडिडेट्स को डेफिनेटली सीखने को मिलेगा. जाने से पहले आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क वन क्वेश्चन. व्हाट इज योर लास्ट मैसेज टू द कैंडिडेट्स फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर एसएसबी और थिंकिंग टू एस्पायर फॉर द आर्म्ड फोर्सेस, कि उनके पास 1-2 साल है टू प्रिपेयर या उनकी एसएसबी आने वाली है. सो व्हाट इज योर लास्ट मैसेज टू ऑल द एस्पिरेंट्स आउट देयर?
Very serious question. I'm a big fan of commitment. I'm a big fan of passion. I'm a big fan of taking criticism positively. I'm a big fan of being you yourself truthful, and a big fan of self-discipline and willpower. That is all I have. Commit नहीं करोगे and सोचोगे मुझे सब कुछ मिल जाएगा, just forget it. And ज़्यादा कुछ commit करने के लिए होता नहीं है. Commit करने के लिए there's only one thing. You just have to commit to be yourself. And अगर तुम्हें लगता है, like I said, criticism, अगर लगता है बड़े बुजुर्ग ने कह दिया कि यार you have to work hard on your body or something, please take it positively, work on it. Commit to know yourself a bit more. Be open to that. Self discipline, why? Because ऐसा तो हो नहीं पाएगा ना कि रात को 3 बजे सो रहे हो रील्स देखने के बाद and सुबह उठ रहे हो and you think that you're going to pay attention and be focused. Okay. If you really are committed, and this is not just for SSB boss, this is for life. Set your goal, commit to your goal, work hard towards your goal, put the actions. उसमें problems आएंगी, कभी कुछ हो जाएगा, कभी कुछ हो जाएगा. Never ever deter away from your goal, and never wait till the time you have got your goal or conquered your goal. That is what I ask. That is what I have to say. छोटे मोटे मेहनत से नहीं होगा बॉस, मेहनत तो करनी पड़ेगी. तुम्हें किसी की जरूरत नहीं है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग गो टू सम कोचिंग, प्लीज गो टू सम कोचिंग, एब्सोल्युटली ऑलराइट, बट इज दैट द रिक्वायरमेंट? नो. रिक्वायरमेंट इन बेसिक चीजों की है. Please work on yourself. That's all.
Great. Thank you everyone for watching the Fauji show, and thank you, ma'am, so much for accepting my invitation and coming on our platform. Really looking forward to our future collaborations. And guys, you can follow ma'am on Instagram at the rate Lieutenant Colonel Kamal. The link is in description. Do check it out. You can follow her for more content, and also do check out Force DVS ka course. And ma'am is one of the SSB mentors there. So all the best, and thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and I know you have been busy. Once again, kudos to you, and
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
rooted respect to you. Thank you so much.